for our panelists to also get into the discussion, and let's try to understand, divide it up and get into the crux of the issues that had been raised in the survey and what do they make of the survey results that we have gotten for NewsX on the Bharat Pulse Survey. Joining me on the telecast is Dr. Sharat Kohli. He's a senior economist. I also have with me Sumit Peer, who's a political commentator. I come to you straight, Dr. Sharat Kohli, about the survey result, and I'm going to take it, one question after the other. So we have these 5 questions. Let's divide it up through the course of the 25 minutes in which I'm going to have a discussion with you. And the first question we asked about the progress of our country. How do you view India is progressing? And India has progressed in the last 12 months. It's a good indication that 42% of the people feel that India has performed well. It has progressed well in 2024. When it comes to 31% of the people who have voted and said that India has performed excellently in the last 12 months. 19% say that India has performed averagely, and 8% feel that India's progress has been 8%. What do you view? How do you view this survey result, or what the people have to say?
Good evening, Megha, and good evening to Sumit and, of course, the NewsX viewers. I think the survey seems quite accurate, because when you speak to the people at the ground level on a one-to-one basis, of course, yours was a professional survey, probably spread across sample sizes here and there. But, we as economists, when we speak or when I speak to people across the board, the results are pretty much similar. There is a larger group of people who feel India has moved on. Over the last year, we progressed well. It was a difficult year. We should not forget this was a year of general elections. And year of general elections is typically, characterized by model code of conduct, characterized by policy paralysis for some times, when the governments cannot take certain decisions. So despite that, if there is a group of people and a larger group of people who say India has performed excellently, India has done reasonably well, I think it's a matter of credit. And let me as an economist, let me go down to the bottom of it. Of course, yours was a questionnaire format survey where people had to answer certain questions. But what went underneath when somebody said that country has performed excellently in last 1 year? Why did somebody say that? So I'll rather focus on that. I'll try and decipher the mood of the people who responded to the survey. So the top of the list for me, Megha, is the push on infrastructure. And while saying this, I'm just removing that portion when there was a policy paralysis or a model code of conduct because of elections. But generally speaking, the ports, the airports, the highways, smart cities, every kind of railway stations, every kind of infrastructure we saw coming up in this country, either it was being renovated, or it was being created afresh, or it was being redeveloped, or it was being improvised.
Right.
So I think
in fact, yes, you're absolutely right, because one of the survey questions, the 24 of them, we did speak about infrastructure, and did the citizens of our country realize and feel that infrastructure growth in our country has been rapid and has been progressing in the last 12 months, and then we got very positive responses. So you're absolutely right. One of the key factors on the basis of which people have cast their vote, taken the poll, is that.
Yeah, because why Megha, I put that on the top was because infrastructure growth pushes the economy. It's one of the very important engines of growth. So it pushes the economy all through. It increases people's income, it increases public utilities, and it gives a feel-good factor when people start using this infrastructure, whether it is roads or bridges And the second thing, Megha, very important aspect is 25 crore people, that number we started hearing from the beginning of this year, although it came earlier, moving from multi-dimensional poverty index to the lower middle class, or shall I say, moving out of that. I think that for me, because the moment you get facilities like toilets, you get facilities like housing, sanitation, education, health, when people start getting these lifestyle facilities, and when you go and ask them that did our country progress, obviously they'll come back and say, yes, I now have a toilet. I now have a sanitation facility. I now have a house under Pradhan Mantri Awas. Yeah. I'm now accessible to education, health.
Right, absolutely.
So I think
absolutely. I'll try to keep it tight and crisp because we have to go through all those 5 questions, and I'm going seeking your
All right.
responses as well. Sumit, again coming to you about how the country has progressed, and there are a number of schemes that were mentioned by Dr. Sharat Kohli as well. Do you think that have had a positive impact in the way people view their life and lifestyle?
Megha ji, thank you for having me on this show, and a very important show rather. And I agree with what Dr. Kohli has said. I mean, look, when you talk of the country's development, it's not the people in middle class or lower middle class or the rich people. When I talk of masses, when I talk of millions of people, first of all, today in this country, there is around 60 crore people who have insurance of 5 lakh rupees. It's a big, big thing. Health insurance everywhere in the world is expensive. Name a country which has an insurance of 60 crore people with a 5 lakh rupee. 5 lakh rupees is a substantial amount, even if I look at dollar terms. Then we are distributing ration to around 80 crore people even today because they have come up of the poverty line, and we have enough supplies to give it to them. Look at Pradhan Mantri, Jan Aushadhi. The cost of a tablet, if one tablet is 100 rupees here, usually in America and Europe it is 1,000 rupees. When you go to a Pradhan Mantri, Jan Suvidha Kendra or a Jan Aushadhi Kendra, the same tablet becomes to 10 rupees. So look from a tablet which is here 10 rupees, and look in America or Europe which is 1,000 rupees for the same tablet. Now, getting medicines affordable to the last man, I think this is the biggest revolution, because I have seen in my locality and around, I keep a track of them. These Jan Aushadhi shops have come so much. A lot of people who were only going to this, I'm not trying to demean anybody, Neem Hakims and all, those quacks and all. Now they've started taking the medicine, and this medicine is very, very affordable. Diabetes, thyroid,
Right.
blood pressure, all
Also,
these medicines.
obviously, health services, healthcare, when it comes to giving you
infrastructure,
schemes with
insurance,
regards to Ayushman
education.
Bharat, those Ayushman cards have made, they are game changers as well, is what you're saying. Okay, all right. Let's take a look at the second question that we asked in the India survey, which